We open this list with one of the most anticipated titles this year. Black Myth Wukong's gameplay trailer came out of nowhere. Everyone was pumped to see a full-fledged action game inspired by Sun Wukong's Journey to the West story. It's a game that looks too good to be true. The graphics are so realistic and the gameplay is a step up from modern action titles. We can transform into various animals to take advantage of its epic bosses and environment. We don't have to speculate anymore. It's almost here, it's real, and it's arriving this August 20th. Concord is Sony's next big live service game after Helldiver's success. It's a hero shooter that takes a page from Bungie's Destiny and Blizzard's Overwatch. It has a vibrant roster of characters that ooze with personality. You can pick from a flame-wielding chick to a massive robot. Although the initial reception has been pretty grim, there's a lot of promise with Concord. It's made with both multiplayer and story mode in one release. That means you can get to know its zany cast of characters or go competitive online. The latest Gundam Breaker game goes all out with its customization options. Gundam Breaker 4 lets you create your ultimate Gundam from over 250 base kits. Decals, weathering, paint jobs, and more can get you hours and hours of testing. Sure, there's still PvP and competing with other players online, but you'll want to fine-tune your mechs before you take them out, right?
Don't you worry, Hina. Any monsters we meet along our journey to the Mana Tree won't lay a finger on you.
After 15 years, a new Mana game is finally coming out. A whole new set of characters will greet fans of the series. With Vision, take on a journey to the Tree of Mana as Val, a soul guard determined to protect his partner from the pilgrimage. With the game's new semi-open design, Visions of Mana lets you explore its overworld without worrying about advancing the story. Visions of Mana continues the series' traditional real-time combat, but heavily improves it with faster and flashier action for modern-day players.
To protect the next generation, we will protect the Mana Tree. We will protect the entire world!
Ubisoft's next big open-world game takes place at a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Outlaws removes lightsabers and the Force from the equation. Instead, it adds the life and times of a scoundrel trying to survive the Empire's evil grip. Bounty hunter Kay Vess explores the galaxy's criminal underbelly in high-stakes third-person action. Together with her pet alien, they build a reputation among iconic Star Wars syndicates from new and familiar planets.
Finish it. Shame.
The next Harry Potter game is a standalone Quidditch title. With Hogwarts Legacy's lack of Quidditch, Warner Brothers knew it was time for Potterheads to go toe-to-toe with other players. Become the ultimate athlete in Quidditch Champions. With no open world to explore or classes to attend, this game lets you focus on the Wizarding World's iconic sport. Create your own character and sort them into Quidditch positions, such as a Seeker and Keeper. This will definitely spark a competitive scene with its online support.
Do you have the heart of the Quidditch champion?
Astro's next adventure takes him to a bigger universe to explore. Sony's prized platformer takes their little robot to new locales using the PlayStation 5's hardware. This game promises to be more content-rich than the free Astro's Playroom. Use the power of the DualSense controller and the console's SSD speed to traverse uncharted territories. The game features multiple Easter eggs from Sony's long list of IPs. Who knows, you could even meet your favorite PlayStation stars on your journey. The latest Warhammer 40k entry continues the power fantasy of a badass space marine. The sequel to the action-packed science fiction playground lets you unleash your devastating powers against the Tyranid swarm. Build your own space marine and choose from its 6 unique classes, each with its own skills to balance the battlefield. Defending the Imperium isn't always done alone. With its 3-player online co-op, you can join PvE sessions with friends or battle against each other in its ferocious PvP matches. Enotria is the latest Souls-like entry to grace the genre. Taking place in a world inspired by Italian folklore, the European sun's dark shadows plague the realm. The curse of eternal play haunts your journey, rendering death non-existent. As the Maskless One, face off against Italian myths and legends in challenging boss battles and don their masks. Each new mask offers new ways to play. Unlike its Souls-like peers, Enotria provides players more versatility to craft their build. It puts the power fantasy first before anything else. Its unique talent pool offers millions of different synergies depending on your playstyle. Lollipop Chainsaw was an old-school game that turned boys into men. It received a cult following, selling only 1.2 million copies since its 2012 release. Now, Juliet Starling returns in RePOP, and she's as dazzling as ever. Decimate a horde of undead with her powerful chainsaw, while staying in sexy traditional hack-and-slash combat. RePOP is a remaster that attempts to reignite support from old fans and attract new ones as well. It features a variety of quality-of-life improvements, including uncensored content and an upgrade in performance.
Master Detective Archive's Raincoat is back!
Danganronpa creator Kodaka-san finds a new cast of characters to torture. Raincoat Plus is the definitive version of the first Master Detective Archives entry. This includes improved visuals and performance and contains all major cases, including DLCs. The game takes place in the neon-soaked Kanai ward where rain is constantly pouring. Like Danganronpa, players solve multiple murder cases to uncover the truth. The journey is made memorable with its cast of amazing characters. This release is sure to please visual novel enthusiasts when it comes out this October 1st.
I'm so proud of you. But now, I need you to give up.
No.
1 year after Diablo 4's release, it's only getting better. With this upcoming expansion, the game shifts to the region Nahantu. This uncharted frontier is drenched in blood and a foreboding sense of dread. You know, typical Diablo vibes. Apart from its new locale, the paid expansion also includes a new class called the Spiritborn. This will directly tie in with Nahantu's jungle theme. There are no gameplay videos available yet, but Blizzard promises to livestream it with a deep dive this July 18. The horrors of Silent Hill 2 echo through the years. This much-anticipated remake revisit James Sunderland's descent to madness in a fog-covered town. Silent Hill 2 borrows the over-the-shoulder camera from modern Resident Evil titles. This puts the terror directly in our faces. It's a survival horror at its core. We're expected to scavenge resources as we run away from creepy nurses and a man with a giant pyramid for a head. Let's hope Bloober Team knows how to scare the living crap out of us. Brand new Dragon Ball game takes the iconic Budokai Tenkaichi gameplay and takes it to whole new levels. Sparking Zero features an incredible number of playable characters with their own unique transformations and techniques. Step into the arena and take on the series' iconic 3D battles. Recreate memorable moments through the series or bring your own fantasy battles to life. Creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5 combine their talents in this upcoming JRPG. Metaphor ReFantazio moves away from burning dreads and phantom thieving. Instead, it takes us to a whole new world where fantasy is reality. Metaphor's medieval fantasy setting is packed with adventure. The new archetype system can make your protagonist borrow class types from other NPCs. This makes interacting with its cast of characters essential. Combat has also been fine-tuned. Its traditional turn-based combat is combined with real-time mechanics, making gameplay much more seamless. It's coming out on October 11, 2024.
Count Luis gave us a dream to fight for.
We might have had Helldivers 2 this year, but it wouldn't be a thing without the OG. Starship Troopers Extermination is a horde shooter about doing your part in bug eradication. Unlike Helldivers' third-person combat, Extermination harkens back to the old school with its first-person perspective. This endless war against the bug menace takes you to ugly planets, but you're never alone with its 16-player support. Now you and 15 others can bask in the glory of dead bugs. It came out on Steam's Early Access in May last year. It's a great alternative to other PvE shooters, but its glaring performance issues can get frustrating. Let's hope this PlayStation 5 port fixes them before its October 11 release. Call of Duty Black Ops 6? Treyarch's Call of Duty is back. The latest entry of Activision's spy thriller takes place in the early 90s, set against the backdrop of the tail end of the Cold War. Black Ops 6 has everything you need in a next-generation COD entry, a cinematic single-player campaign, promising multiplayer content, and the return of zombies. This triple offering makes Call of Duty 6 the most feature-rich entry to date. Anyone can just pick a mode and hop in to enjoy its moment-to-moment action. With its improved movement, everyone can make their own high-level plays against its PvE and PvP modes. We can experience all this when it releases on October 25, 2024. Shadows are definitely a thing this year. In Sonic's case, he takes a backseat and gives the spotlight to Shadow in this upcoming standalone entry to Sonic Generations. Taking place in a twisted hub world inspired by Sonic Frontiers, follow the edgy and cool Shadow the Hedgehog as he battles his nemesis, Black Doom. Using his Doom and Chaos powers, overcome platforming challenges and time travel shenanigans along the way.
So why can I still hear her voice?
Max Caulfield finds herself in another strange twist of fate in this upcoming Life is Strange game. Double Exposure takes place years after the events of Arcadia Bay and sees the return of Max as she pieces together another impossible murder. Using Max's improved time manipulation powers, bend space and time to find the answers she's looking for, make tough choices, meet interesting people, and listen to a distinct soundtrack made for Life is Strange fans. Square Enix reintroduces the beloved Erdrick trilogy with this reimagining of Dragon Quest III. This HD 2D remake breathes new life into the classic JRPG, blending modern graphics with the nostalgic pixel art style to transform the 8-bit world into a vibrant 3D adventure. The remake combines the original's familiar charm with improved visuals, ideal for both longtime fans and newcomers. This marks the first of many Dragon Quest games to receive a modern makeover. It'll be followed by the remakes of Dragon Quest I and Dragon Quest II, which are scheduled for next year. The next Assassin's Creed game takes place in Japan's iconic Sengoku Jidai period. Shadows revamps Ubisoft's long-running open-world game into a dual-protagonist story. Players get to choose who to play, be it Japan's first black samurai, Yasuke, or the silent ninja Naoe. Together, they serve the Shadows to take down malevolent schemes against Japan's growing power. The gameplay depends on your selected character. Naoe prefers stealth sections, while Yasuke can handle multiple enemies at once. This adds a dynamic feel to its tried and tested open world formula, putting player choice as its center and not bloated exploration. Aloy makes her return, but it's not the way you think. In LEGO Horizon Adventures, her signature red hair is now coated in LEGO plastic, and so is everything around her. This is a reimagining of Aloy's memorable adventures in a ruined America. Lead her as she saves the planet from rogue AIs and mechanical beasts. Use the power of LEGO to build and craft various tools to overcome its many challenges. For players who prefer playing with a friend, its co-op mode can let you work together as you enjoy this bite-sized LEGO adventure. It's coming out during the holidays later this year. Frostpunk 2 returns, set 30 years after the original game. This sequel continues the morally complex choices we were forced to make. The biting cold remains, but the restless populace is becoming more and more rattled. As a steward, you must form a council to address the everyday needs of the people. It's a game that takes pride in its complex moral issues with ideological conflict as its other threat apart from the Blizzard. The sequel promises additional factions, expansive maps, and colonies. It also added more weight to its exploration and dramatic occurrences, adding a dynamic narrative to this survival sim.
What? Impossible.
This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear?
Naked Snake returns in this much-awaited remake of Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Delta is a full reimagining of Naked Snake's story in the most pivotal moment in the series' history. Even without Kojima's help, Konami is eager to develop this renewed spy thriller for new and old players. This remake showcases a major graphical overhaul while preserving Kojima's vision. There's no gameplay available yet, but we've seen snippets on how the game looks. We might hear more about it in the months to come before its release, hopefully this year.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Ogham was once a peaceful land, but each day descends further into madness.
Grinding Gear Games is also gearing up for the PlayStation 5 release of their much-anticipated Path of Exile 2. Set years after the original, we return to the Dark World and put an end to festering corruption. Path of Exile 2 is dubbed as the next-generation free-to-play action RPG, and from what we've seen so far, they are not kidding. It is a feature-rich adventure that hosts a brand new 6-act campaign with 12 distinct character classes to choose from. Apart from that, the game supports couch co-op and crossplay for everyone to enjoy. The game is still in development, but early access is arriving on PlayStation 5 later this year.